and Soul, an A&D conversation. Hosts Annette Harris and Apostle Dion Hunt are ready to bring you some exciting new content. Get ready to talk, laugh, live, and love with conversations you can interact with, shows you can plan, and news you can use. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at www.intellectualradio.com. Connect with us on Facebook at Mind, Body, and Soul, an A&D conversation, on Instagram at Mind, Body, Soul AD, and via email at mindbodysoulad@gmail.com.
If you need wisdom for the mind and deep down in your soul, tune in for the ride. It's mind, body, and soul. An Andy conversation. An Andy conversation. An Andy conversation.
Happy December 11th, 2018. You have just tuned into Mind, Body, and Soul, an A&D conversation. You with me?
Well, I should have said A. Well, you said D.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Something like that.
We're here.
We're here live in the studio. We want to thank you for tuning in with us on your ride home from 5 to 7. We're here infusing in your mind as you go home tonight a little wisdom and knowledge. I just want to stir up some intellectual conversation with you. There's a couple of ways that you can listen to us. We are on the station's website at intellectualradio.com. You can listen to us on there, or you can go on to our YouTube channel, Mind, Body, and Soul, an A&D conversation, or you can listen to us on Facebook. You can go to Facebook, and that is Mind, Body, and Soul, an A&D conversation, and you can look and listen to us on Facebook. And we're so excited to have you with us on this evening. There's so many things that we want to talk to you about, but we are excited just to see you. We're in this holiday season, and we're getting closer and closer to Christmas.
Oh my God, yes we are.
Are you prepared for Christmas?
No.
Real quick. You know, I'm not prepared for Christmas either. I'm a late shopper, but I normally get it done.
Is that right?
Okay. But we got some time. We got about 14 more days to Christmas.
Sometimes
and
you have to have money to get it done, though.
Yeah. Like I said, I get it done. And but we're excited about this holiday season and just going and preparing to go into the new year. Going into 2019, there's so many wonderful things that we know that God has in store for us, and so my heart is in high expectation, even just for the season to come. So I'm looking past Christmas at this point, and I'm looking into 2019.
Okay, well, you already there, huh?
Yeah, I'm already there.
You're already there. Was you doing okay tonight, though?
Absolutely, I'm doing wonderful.
Good,
Had a
good.
wonderful weekend.
Yes.
Wonderful weekend celebrating, in my eyes, celebrating a king.
All right.
Over the weekend,
beautiful.
we had a surprise birthday celebration for my overseer, Dr. Lord Michael Hunt. And so I just got back from.
This is Daddy too.
Yeah, I just got back from sunny West Palm Beach, Florida.
Did nobody ask you that?
And so
Awesome. No,
yeah,
nobody
it was
asked
in the
you all that.
70s and 80s down there, and I came back to Chicago feeling like, I'm like, God, are we your stepchildren? Why I got to be so cold here? But it was so the weather was so wonderful, just walking around and in a short sleeve t-shirt, eating ice cream.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not even sure if I even asked you about the weather. Did I?
You didn't ask me, but
Anybody hit me
I'm reminiscing at this point. And it was just that quick getaway, and it just put me in a mindset that, you know what, every now and then you got to do something nice for yourself.
That's true.
And even if it's just a quick getaway, I was just gone for maybe maybe about 48 hours. I was gone.
Oh, really?
But that I felt
did
the
a quick
recharge.
turnaround, huh?
Yeah, I felt the recharge just with 48 hours.
And you were able to get ice cream in that time? No, let me stop.
You know what? I was on vacation, so I ate.
You work vacation for a day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I'm just a little jealous. Can you hear it? Mm.
Don't hate,
Brr.
don't hate. But you know what? Because it was the nature of the trip, it was a surprise. I couldn't even post on Facebook.
That you were there and what was
Right.
going
I
on.
couldn't post from the airport, couldn't post from the airplane, couldn't post when I landed, couldn't post,
Wow.
And so it was but it was worth it. It was
Good.
worth it. We had never surprised him before. He turns 68. His birthday hasn't come yet.
Okay.
So this was like a pre-birthday
A
thing.
pre-birthday.
And so we've never surprised them before, but this time we were able to pull it off, and it took some work, but we were able to get it done.
Oh, I don't know how you did it because he seems like he will just,
Oh man, he's so sharp. He's so sharp, and he asks a lot of questions, and then he listens to what you say and then what you don't say,
Okay.
and you don't want to lie to him. So I
Right.
was avoiding him all weekend, which I've never not responded to him, and so there were times where he called me, and I let it go to voicemail.
Oh, well, you sure he didn't automatically think it was something going on?
He thought, but he didn't know.
He thought, okay.
He thought, but he didn't know.
Okay. Well, that's
But
good.
it was wonderful.
Give honor to whom honor is due. So I'm so glad
Yes.
you guys got a chance to do that on this
Yes.
weekend. It was a busy weekend for myself as well. Was working. And
Over the weekend.
over the weekend, yeah, I'm always going, but I had to take some time out on Sunday. Well, I was ordered to, so I
You were, you
I
were
was ordered. I was ordered to take time out on
by
Sunday.
who?
My honey was like, "You're not going to church."
Well, okay.
I'm like, "Okay," and then I kind of cried a little bit.
The
Now let
the
me stop.
mister has spoken.
He did. He
Amen.
spoke and I listened. But you know what? When he can tell,
Mhm.
it was I just had a whole lot going on, and your body will let you know. And
Mhm.
I had to listen to my body.
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he encouraged me to get some rest because I did. I rested all day Sunday, which was unusual for me because I'm always on the go. Always on the go.
Yeah.
And I really don't miss church. And I had my minister music messaging me and I hope you're okay. We missed you. This, that, the. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I had to take time. So
Yeah, I know the
it
feeling.
was just a wee bit much. Sometimes
Mm.
we just, and then especially we're in such a busy season now.
Yes.
Anyway, it's like
Yes.
whenever you turn, it's always something to do or something to tend to or take care of. But yeah, I need some more rest days,
Mm.
but I'll deal with
Well,
what I took.
You're kind of like me. It's not so much that you're always on the go, but you're doing so many different things.
Yes.
And being pulled in so many
Yes.
different directions.
Definitely.
And
I was feeling the pull.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
feeling the pull.
I get it.
And
Trust me.
I guess he was like, okay, you're either going to get some rest or you're going to stop your whining. So I did. But anyway, yeah, we're glad you guys are here with us on this evening. Like Apostle said, we're just doing a little conversation. I see your comment. Okay, Nicola. We're just having a little conversation. We're just, want to chit chat with you on your way home. So I am excited to see you guys pop in on Facebook. If you would do me a huge favor, go ahead, do us both a huge favor. Go ahead, like and share, and share so that we can get it out and everybody can listen to us in their whatever they're doing, whether they're traveling or just at home kind of relaxing on today. We would appreciate if you would do something. Oh my goodness, I think Apostle Laguerre is on. Thank you for watching.
My brother from another mother.
Yes, definitely. I
Just
see
saw him
you.
over the weekend.
Oh yes, I saw
Yeah.
the video. I saw the video. Let me just give a couple more shout outs on here. Joe McCord, Nia Davis, Nicola Jones. Brandy is on as well. Peggy Ann. And I don't know. Sanye. Thank you. I don't want to mispronounce.
Thank you, Sister Peggy.
All right. Oh, and I do see who we were just talking about. Dr.
Yeah.
Lord Michael Hunt is on. How are
Dr.
you? I see you were surprised on this weekend. So I'm glad they got you. It was for a good cause.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then again, I see some people are messaging me and let me know they're watching us on YouTube. So that's great.
Wonderful.
If you have not had an opportunity to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. MBS A&D conversation. Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
NBS A&D
A&D conversation.
Mhm.
So go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so that you will know when we go live, and you won't miss anything. Dr. Hunt says he was shocked. He said shocked is the word. Well, good. I'm glad you
in
were
a good
shocked.
way.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so let's see. I think maybe we can hop on over to current events. What do you think?
Yes, I'm ready.
Do you have anything before I go into this list of current events Michelle Thomas has pulled for us? There's plenty on here, though. But go
Yeah, I
ahead.
got one thing that, and this is December 11th. This is fresh off the press, so to speak. James A. Fields Jr., I don't know if you remember him. He was sentenced to life in prison for the Charlottesville car attack. You remember the riot or the march in Charlottesville?
Right, when he rammed his car into the people?
Right, when he
Okay.
ran through the crowd and ran over one of the protesters.
Jeez.
It says James A. Fields Jr., an avowed neo-Nazi who rammed his car into a group of counter-protesters at a white supremacist rally, was sentenced to life in prison by a jury Tuesday after a trial that offered an unsparing view of the physical and emotional ruin he caused in the city with a burst of vehicular rage 16 months ago. It says, as he had throughout his 2-week trial, Mr. Fields, 21, sat impassively at 21 years old, impassively at the defendant's table, clad in a powder blue sweater, as the jury delivered its sentencing decisions after about 4 hours of deliberation that began Monday. Life for the first degree murder. Let me read that again. Life for first degree murder, 70 years for each of 5 counts of aggravated malicious wounding, 20 years for each of 3 counts of malicious wounding, and 9 years for leaving the scene of a fatal crash. And so it totals to over 419 years, life plus 419 years, plus $480,000 in fines. And so this young man's life is over.
Yeah, it's basically over. And didn't they say something about what did he say his reason was for running into them?
Well, at one point, his defense attorney argued that he was in fear of his life.
Yeah, that's the nonsense I heard.
He was in fear of his life. And but of course the jury did not believe it. And
ridiculous.
But he showed no remorse at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And so 419 years after life in prison, plus $480,000 in fines, all stemming from a fit of rage.
A fit of rage.
Rage will cost you.
It will.
Rage,
definitely.
You will pay after. And so it's unfortunate. The biggest tragedy is that the young lady who was run over, who was there just in support of peaceful protests.
Right.
She lost her life, because some man was full of hate. Was taught hate.
That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, it definitely will cost you something. Well, thanks for that. I see here, and I'm kind of getting tired of these rideshare stories here. Here's another one. Lyft driver accused of sexually harassing 17-year-old passenger on ride to Lyons, Illinois. A Lyft driver has been charged with battery after Lyons police said he sexually harassed and tried to have sex with a 17-year-old passenger.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and of course this will kind of make you, a little nervous, because I know some parents will call, Lyft or Ubers for their children. Maybe they can't get there to get them out of school or something like that. So I don't know if this was the same case, but she's 17. It says here, Lyons spokesperson Ray said Anthony Vicari of Chicago was called to pick up a 17-year-old girl in Worth, Illinois, and take her to her home in Lyons on October 12th. The girl told police that while she was being transported home by Vicari, He made repeated sexual advances and asked her to go to a motel with him. She also told police that when stopped at a red light, he would rub her thigh and leg and then ask her sexual questions.
What?
Now,
Was she sitting in the back seat?
I have no clue, but my question is, what was she doing when he was rubbing on her leg? Was she allowing him? Was You know what I'm saying? What was her reaction is what I want to know.
She had to be afraid. I mean, I would think, you know, I don't, you know, I mean, of course, I would think that you would jump out of the car, but I know situations where young ladies were caught in certain compromising situations like that, and they just froze.
Yeah, and that right. And see
You
that
know?
that's why I want to know, like, I mean, because of course it's going to be totally different if you're in that
Right,
position.
right.
You know, we can sit here and surmise all day and say, okay, if I was in there, I would have
Mhm.
punched him. I would have, yeah, that's what you plan to do or what
Right.
you want to do.
That's what they do in the movies. No, I mean but
That's true.
that's real
That's
because
true.
even like a couple weeks ago when I was talking about that story when I got stuck up, when I told the story, there were people who were saying, "Oh, I would have did this, or I would have did that,
Right.
or I would have hit him in this." I'm like, "There's a gun pointed at you, and
Yes.
okay."
That's
And
just like,
so,
remember last week with that situation with me.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it everything happened so fast that I was like, and then I sat in the car. I'm like, did I react fast enough?
right,
And then it
right.
made me nervous. Okay, if something had to really happen, what would I
Yeah.
have
So we
done?
really don't know what we would do.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I think Nia said on here that she was probably scared,
Yeah.
and it looks like her and her mother went to the police the very next day to report this. And it says he sat down and for an interview with detectives and admitted to touching her, but blamed his actions on a recent divorce.
Lord have mercy.
Really? Vicari, that's his name. Really, Vicari?
Wow.
It's like, is that all you had to give me?
That was his Adam moment.
that
That woman you gave me.
woman you gave to me. Yeah, now I want to
Really?
punch him.
Right.
Yeah, so it says he has no prior convictions, but several past sex-related arrests, which were not prosecuted.
This was a habit.
Yeah,
So,
throw the
yeah.
book at him. Maybe that's why you had the divorce. Did I say that? Oh my goodness. So you guys just watch, be careful. If your children have to use Uber. I know one mom, she tracks. You can see where they are.
Okay.
But of course that doesn't tell you what's happening on the inside of the vehicle, but still, be cautious and
I think the best thing to do in a situation like that is stay on the phone with them.
Yes.
If you have to do it, because we would say we can sit here and say, "Oh, I would never put my child in the Uber by them." Well, you never know what may happen, but stay on the phone with them, stay connected with them.
Right.
It's sad.
Very sad. Let's move on, see what we can get here. There is, oh my goodness, she's pulled up an awful lot for us. Ex-banker gets 4 years for stealing more than $325,000 from elderly customers.
What?
You know what? If she's in jail, she's gonna get it. Because when you go to jail, if they know that you did something to children
or the
elderly, you're gonna get it.
And I'm looking at a picture of her, and she looks like Susie Homemaker.
She really does. She looks like a plain Jane type person that you wouldn't even think.
Right.
This happened in Downers Grove. It says a former banker was sentenced to 4 years in prison Monday for stealing more than $325,000 from 3 elderly bank customers in the western suburbs.
Can I say something that
You
may be a little petty?
What's that?
She's not an immigrant.
Oh,
she's an American.
She's an American. I don't see anything saying she's an immigrant. She doesn't look like one.
She's not. I'm just playing.
I know.
I'm just playing. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
Now he gonna go to the altar on Sunday, repent.
I'm gonna repent for that.
But there's some truth to what you said, though.
Yeah.
So she pleaded guilty in August for stealing from her customers when she worked as an account executive at Trust Company.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Of Illinois.
Oh.
So and that's a shame. You can't do that. The elderly. Oh, horrible.
But the
Throw the book
elderly,
at her.
they're the ones that are being most taken advantage of nowadays.
True.
The elderly, because they trust, and then you deal with some that may not be as sharp as they once were. Or even if you're just dealing with someone that just needs help and assistance, and in doing so, they become vulnerable because you have their information, where they live, you have, if they got to give over their social security number for any kind of reason, and you got people out there who are vultures who will take advantage of them.
True.
And it happens.
Yeah, it does. It does. Dr. Hunt says sexual related arrests. Going back to the previous story, he says it sounds like he was picking up prostitutes. You might be right, Dr. Hunt.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
That might be bing, 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 bing,
Bing,
bing,
bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
Hey, take a listen to this. A minister is accused of stealing $800,000 from First Baptist Church in Houston.
Lord have mercy.
What's with all these people? I mean, is it because it's a holiday? You need some money? Go to work. A former minister is accused of stealing more than $800,000 from Houston's First Baptist Church over a 6-year period. He allegedly embezzled the money during a 6-year period that ended in November of 2017.
Okay, so when you embezzle, you take a little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time. So
he took 800,000 in 6 years.
Right.
Wow.
And then his attorney said he knew this day was coming and he's sorry. Is he sorry that the day came, or he's sorry that he did it?
Lord have mercy.
Okay, so that's your. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. What is wrong with people? We really got to pray. We really do. Oh, this was a story that I saw this video, and many of you probably have too, and it angered me to no end. There was a mother who was it Brooklyn? Oh, I thought it was somewhere else. Okay. So it was in Brooklyn. This mother was waiting at, I believe it was an aid office. Did you not hear about this?
Mm-mm.
It was the Human Resources Administration building. So she was there, waiting to get service, whatever. And it was crowded in there. Okay. So she and her 1-year-old child, they sat on the floor. There were no more seats or whatever. So they sat on the floor. And there's this video that's circulating about how the police were trying to get her. I think they were trying to get her to leave because they were saying it was so crowded. I don't know if they were trying to say you can't sit on the floor or something like that. But she refused to leave. She was like, I need to maybe she needed her stamps. I don't know what she was there for. And the police they were trying to remove her, and they were literally pulling her 1-year-old child like a rag doll.
Are you kidding me?
There's a video. She's on the floor. She's screaming, and she has her child, and they're trying to pull the child. And you can see this one officer, just really pulling. And I'm really getting dramatic, aren't I? But it was sad. I couldn't even hardly look at it. It was ridiculous. Has anybody on Facebook Live, did you guys see about this?
So did they charge the officers, or what? Did she press charges?
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, they took her child away, and I think her mother took the child. They took her to jail. Yeah. This just happened. And so now I'm seeing here, this is a report that Michelle put up for us. It says charges were dropped against mom whose baby was ripped from her arms. So it says the charges have been dropped during a disturbing arrest at the Human Resources Administration building. 2 HRA peace officers. Now they're peace officers, not police officers. And so I was wondering if they were actually cops or not. And they said they have been placed on modified duty after video showed an excruciating tug of war.
Wow.
Between a group of officers, because it was maybe like 3 or 4 of them, and 23-year-old Jasmine Headley, who was facing a slew of charges after the incident that apparently started because there was nowhere for the young mother to sit.
Wow. And see, this is why I love, one of the reasons why, we're in a day and age of social media and things being captured on video.
Yes.
I wonder if the charges would have been dropped if they, if they
Probably
didn't
not.
know that that situation was caught or captured on video and was being circulated or people seeing it.
Right.
You know, it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is. Brandy asked the question, charges for what? Well, it says here that she had been charged with resisting arrest, obstruction, trespassing, and acting in a manner injurious to a child. They said she was doing this.
Really.
But if you look at this video, the peace officers
Mhm.
are the one, to me, acting in a manner that would harm the
Absolutely.
child.
Absolutely.
Now it says she remains behind bars. Uh-oh.
For what?
Due to an outstanding warrant in New
Oh,
Jersey.
so they
But
got her
obviously all
warrants.
this stuff would have to been pulled up after they,
Mhm.
Arrested her. But why does she
Had they
even have
not
to be
confronted her,
arrested?
yeah.
Not saying that we wanted her to get away with this outstanding warrant, because I don't know what that's about, but it was ridiculous what they did. Ridiculous. And it says the NYPD is calling the video troubling, and the commissioner of the city's Department of Social Services says he's deeply troubled by the situation and a thorough review is underway.
Wow.
It's crazy. And the baby's so cute. You all should see the baby. It's cute, cutie pie. You want to see? You want to see baby? Let me see. Let me roll back up. I'm showing Apostle the baby, okay, guys? If I can find it.
I mean, just the fact that I know
You
it's
see?
a baby.
You see, here's
Yeah.
the video down here. But yeah, you'll have to take a look at
It's
that.
so bad how they do us.
It is.
You know,
It's horrible.
you know, and when somebody can look at you and make an assessment of you, and then have that assessment that they make validate bad treatment towards you,
Right.
that's foul to me. It
It's
really
very,
is.
very
It
much
really
so.
is.
Very much so.
You know, and I don't think that would have happened, you know, somewhere else, so to speak.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Let me make sure that there's no comments on this. Michelle said there was a 4-hour wait. She was trying to get care voucher so she could work. Oh my God, really? Okay. Yeah, this is really sad. Waukesha, I see you on. Thanks for watching. How are you? Pastor Carolyn Diane Hinton, Michelle Thomas. I did say her name. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and like and share this video. Deirdre Carter, Erica Williams, thanks for watching. Joe McCord says the New York mayor spoke with the DA to drop all charges, including priors. Oh, he did. Okay, wonderful. Okay, Michelle, you meant to say daycare. Oh, a daycare voucher so she could work. Okay, so that's why she was there. And then to go through this, and then she lands in jail, and they're bringing up all this other stuff. So, but I'm glad to hear that, Joe. Hopefully she can move forward and learn from, something good can come out of it. I think is what I want to say. Okay, there's another. We're still in our current events. If you guys are just now joining in on us, with us this evening. Another story here. The police investigating alleged bullying and 9-year-old girl's apparent suicide. You hear that? Did you hear about that?
No, that's heartbreaking though.
It is. Let me see if I can get through this story, because y'all know I'm a crybaby. A 9-year-old girl's death is being investigated in light of accusations that she was bullied at school, and school administrators were warned about it. Mackenzie Adams, who was a 4th grader at U.S. Jones Elementary School in Linden, Alabama, was found hanged in the home where she lived with her grandmother. Instead of shopping for Christmas, we're picking out caskets for my 9-year-old, her grandmother, Janice Adams, told ABC News. She was a real sweet girl. She wanted to be a scientist. And it says here, the police chief said that there are conflicting reports coming from the girl's relatives and school administrators about whether or not school officials were told about the alleged bullying. There was no report of bullying made to them, according to the school officials. But the grandmother did say that she did make a report to the school. But right now, it's unclear if it was an official report or a conversation. Whether it was official or conversation, I mean, okay, so is that when we do something? Whether it's official? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. What were you going to say?
I mean, of course, this, stuff like that really tugs at your heart. we have to really talk to our children because um, something was said to the school officials, but there are so many instances where our children are carrying the weight of being bullied um, silently, and we don't even know that they're
Wow.
going through certain things. Because kids can be cruel.
They can.
And it's crazy because their ability to cope. As we get older, we talk about haters and this and that. But we're adults. You know what I mean? A child's ability to cope with being ostracized and being ridiculed and talked about is not on an adult's level. And so it's very important that we talk to our children. I ask my kids how they day went at school. I ask them, has anybody been messing with you? I mean, it's been a while.
Good.
As they get older, I ask them less and less. But I've always asked them that because I want to make sure that they're not dealing with something silently. And my kids know I'll make a trip up to the school,
Good.
and it'll be some furniture moving if need be.
Y'all hear, Apostle?
Seriously, because they're
I don't blame
they're
those your babies.
right, and because there have been certain instances where my child may have been targeted, and I'm talking about both of them, male or female, and I literally had to go up to the school and deal with the school administrators, and then adamantly request a meeting with the other child's parents.
Wow.
And I want y'all to set this meeting up and we all sit together and talk about what just happened. You see, I've done that. And because I don't want my children feeling like they're not protected or that they have to deal with something on their own.
Right.
If they're confronted with something like
that. And they're going to school for school. They're not going to school, to be intimidated or and I'm so glad that you said that you take time out to talk to them and talking about their day, because they could be dealing with things that they're not saying anything about.
Absolutely.
And I encourage you parents to do the same thing if you're not doing it already, or continue to do it. I actually going to interject this here. I have a young lady coming on tomorrow's show. She wrote a book and the title of it is Where's Taylor? Well, the basis of this book, or the meaning, the reason behind it, her young niece passed away. I think she was maybe like 4 or 5 years old or something like that. And she is the owner of a lot of daycares here in the city of Chicago. She has a chain. And the children were wondering where Taylor was when she started getting sick. And then when she passed away, they were like, where's Taylor? So that's the title of this book. So this is how she's going to do a breakdown of how you can, get across, death, to young children. How should you, talk to them? How should you tell them what happened and, how to deal with it? So, our kids, again, they deal with so many things, and, with them not seeing her there, that could be something, one of her, good friends, probably were dealing with and didn't know how to deal with or what have you. So, she takes time out in this book. She actually has a series of books, but it's so important to listen to them. It's so important to talk to them and see, what's in their mind. They're so impressionable.
Yeah.
And so it's key what we give out.
Joe McCord says she was being bullied because she was friends with a little white boy.
No.
And they have little sayings that I'm very careful, the lingo and the sayings and the things that we say now that are acceptable, like kill yourself.
Right.
Right. I mean? And sometimes we say it, and I hear the children say it, rather I hear teenagers say it, and it's being said in a way that's it's not meant to be taken literal.
Okay. True.
Or they'll say something like, I'm dead.
Right.
And I guess it's a reference to I just died laughing or something like that.
But I see it further down. I'm
right.
sorry.
And so kill yourself.
Yeah.
And being told that over and over again, and she did it.
So you knew that that's what was happening in this?
Joe put that in there.
Yeah, right.
Joe-
I see that, but further down in this article, it says she was being bullied the entire school year with words such as "kill yourself."
Wow.
You think you're white because you ride with that white boy. You ugly. Black bee, just die.
Oh my God.
So this is what was written on the notes and what was circulating. So, oh God, that just I don't know.
And you got to understand something about suicide, and maybe we'll do a show on that as well.
We have to.
But suicide, is an escape.
It is.
It's a form of an escape. You know what I mean?
It is.
Where a person is feeling so much pain that death is their only relief from the pain.
Yeah, in their mind that's their only option, the only way out, the only way that they can deal with or not deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's sad.
We definitely have to do a show on that. I see you guys chiming in. Brandy says this is happening more and more, though. Babies are the new suicide victims. Sad but true. I'm Gwen. I see you on. Thanks for watching. Erica says here, is that the little girl who was bullied for having a white friend? Yes. Oh, goodness gracious. Joe also said, yep, her aunt said she was being bullied the entire school year. Okay. What I just read in the article. But Agil, thanks for watching, for joining us. Deontay Gray, how are you? Thanks for watching. And you have a comment here. He says, my friend's 6-year-old put a bat in his book bag to take to school to beat his bully. If my friend wouldn't have checked his book bag, it would have been a bad situation.
Wow.
And Deontay, I know he has like a 5 or 6 year, I think it's a 6-year-old son. So, wow.
6 years old.
Yeah.
Feeling like they have to protect themselves and defend themselves to that degree.
From bullies.
See,
again, it's so important. Just like you say, you take time out and talk to your children. Is anybody messing with you? How was your day? But yeah, Deontay, I'm sorry about your friend's situation, but I'm glad that they did check the book bag, because oh my God. And then it probably go back to, remember we were talking about the man that made his daughter walk to school because she was bullying.
See, I love it. Not the bullying, but I love his response to it. Yeah,
exactly. But Agil says the power of the tongue, your words. Is so true. So true, buddy. Yeah. Junior's 8. Oh my God. Thanks, Deontay. Oh my God. I'm a couple of years behind. But thanks for joining in and giving us those tidbits there. Let's see. One more story, and I think I'm going to take a break so we can get into tonight's topic. McDonald's outlines plan to cut antibiotics from its beef supply. All right, that's not worthy. Let's move.
What they gonna do? Take the beef out altogether?
Is it beef?
Right.
Is it beef now anyway?
Well, there you go.
My honey calls it crazy meat.
Wow.
I think I agree with him. You guys can read that story on your own. I'm not going to go further into that one. But yeah, tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about, and I had actually probably a couple of years ago did a story about social media and its effects on us. But so this is kind of along the lines, but we're going to talk tonight. We have Facebook fronting, Insta lies, and doing it for the gram.
Wow.
Instagram. So we're going to talk about this tonight because we want to see and we want you all to participate, please. We're going to give out the call-in number, 708-223-8953. Again, 708-223-8953. It's a conversation we're having with you on tonight, and we want to see what your thoughts are. Sometimes people put up facades, We
don't know nobody like that.
You don't think so? I know plenty of people like that.
Wink, wink. We don't know nobody like that. No, but for how far is too far? Because people, we give people leeway on social media, but every now and then you come across a profile or somebody's, and you're like, I know that person, but that's not the person that I know. So how far is too far when creating a social media persona?
Yes.
When does it cross the line from fact going into fiction?
Right. I like that. And then another question we have here, is it exaggerating the truth a little or outright deception?
Lord have mercy.
Why do some get so offended to see others doing well on social media? Now that's a whole lot into a big old basket we're going to talk about tonight. So you guys keep those questions in mind. We're going to come back and talk about this in tonight's main discussion. You're listening to Mind, Body, and Soul,
An A&D conversation.
It may be raining outside, the sun is gonna shine again. Just wait and see. Hold your head high. The sun is gonna shine again on you and me. It may be cloudy outside, the sun is gonna shine again. Just wait and see. Hold your head high. The sun is gonna shine again on you and me. Things ain't looking so good. Just didn't turn out the way you thought that it should. Seems like it's cloudy all day long, but the storm will pass and you can sing a new song. But you gotta keep your head up high, and know that you're never alone. In Him you can rely. Your storm will pass, just wait and see. Don't ever lose faith in humanity. When the winds are blowing and the skies are gray, trust in Him, He'll make a way. The sun is gonna shine again. Just wait and see. Hold your head up high. The sun is gonna shine again. Take your burdens and leave them there.
There's a brighter day on the way. Just pray.
The sun is gonna shine. The sun will shine again. Hold your head high. Hold your head up. The sun is gonna shine again. Now let's go.
All right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Mind, Body, and Soul, an A&D
A&D
conversation. We are here this evening having a conversation with you, our listeners. As you come into the Facebook Live feed, go ahead, like and share. And then we're also on YouTube at the present time. We are on YouTube at Mind, Body, and Soul, A&D conversation. And you can listen to us there. You can watch us there as well. Also on the station's website, you can hear us at intellectualradio.com. If you're just now joining us, we appreciate you for joining us. We've just gone over our current events on this evening, and I do still see Roxanne. Thanks for joining us on this evening. We appreciate you. Okay, so Apostle, let's see. Do you want to start us off?
Man, where do I start? I mean, social media has become the platform where anybody can be whoever they project themselves to be. They can be who and what they want to be. They can pretend to be who and what they want to be because social media gives them that platform. And they can say what they want to say, however they want to say it. They can create a page that makes them look a certain way and makes them even appear to have the support of their peers. Yeah. And so Facebook and social media, it gives everybody a platform. Everybody has a voice on social media. Everybody has a platform on social media and Facebook. But when do we cross the line between what is fact and what is fiction, because every now and then we see people on social media that we might know personally, or at least have had some sort of experience with, and it does not match the persona that they are projecting on social media. You can look at it even as it relates to ministry. Even everybody's a prophet, everybody is an apostle, everybody is a great apostle.
But follow him home.
You know,
Oops. Did I say that?
everybody is, is a great wonder. And in a day and age where we are so drawn to celebrity, and the desire for celebrity status, Facebook and social media gives you that platform to project whatever image of yourself that you want people to pick up. And so when do you officially go too far? Because I'm the type of person that I try to be as real as possible, without giving you too much information about my personal life. Because I don't think Facebook and social media ought to be a platform where you just show everything about you personally. They have that question that Facebook asks, "What's on your mind?" Sometimes you ain't supposed to know what's on my mind, But in a day and age where everything is real time. Everything is real time. This is me going to the store. This is me coming back from getting a massage. This is me going, to the movies. And everything that we post is so happy and so flowery and so pleasant. We don't post the bad stuff. We don't post our struggles.
Right.
And anybody looking at your profile
Would never think
would never think that you struggle.
You always on top of the world.
Right. Every hair is always in its proper place.
Lord have mercy.
You always wearing matching socks. You know what I mean? And so, Facebook is that platform where you're always able to put your best foot forward, or at least to some degree, you can kind of control it.
Right.
So when do you go too far?
When do you go too far? My goodness. That was loaded, what you just said. Kayla, thanks for watching on tonight. We appreciate you. Yes, please call in and join the conversation. 708-223-8953. And yes, don't be shy. Thank you for that comment there. We want to hear from you guys on this evening. So when do you go too far? I think you go too far when there's many things I can say. Let me see if I can say this nicely. You go too far when you start lying.
When you start lying.
When you start lying, just as simple as that, because you now I agree with you when you mentioned in terms of why do you have to put everything on there?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will tell you something about myself. What I had started, when I first created a Facebook page, actually I had a friend of mine that created it for me.
Wow.
Or they walked me through it. They go like, "You need a Facebook page." And I'm like, "For what?" And I was really, I was like really shying away from it, because I'm like, I don't want my business out there like that, or I don't really want to. I've always been, my mom always taught me to be a leader, not a follower. I'm like, I don't want to do anything everybody else does or whatever, right? So that was my mentality. And then also, my mind was, could be some bad things happening on there, and I don't want to be involved in that and whatever. So I had a Facebook page for an entire year before I did anything with it. The only reason why I actually started doing anything with my Facebook page is because I started my radio show.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, so, this is what I'm putting up here. So every once in a while I'll put up like something personal, about myself or whatever. And then I was doing, more. Then I had a Facebook radio show page. So I had the two different pages, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on my personal page, to me, at some point I started feeling like I was putting up too much personal because
Mhm.
I'm really a private person. People don't know that about me.
Yeah,
I'm very private.
me too. I'm like an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert.
Okay, I
You
think I
know,
might be
so
too.
so
Yeah.
so like I do extroverted things, like I'm on this show. You know, I'm a minister. I'm up before the people, but I really enjoy my own privacy.
I do too, like tremendously.
Right. And so, but social media, it's almost like you have to post those private moments.
Yeah, all the time. And
You
I
know?
had to get myself to the point you can't be posting just any and everything. Now there was one point, like I said, I was posting.
Yeah.
My sister was like, if we would go out somewhere, I'm like taking pictures, like, please don't put it up on Facebook.
See, yeah.
They would get to the point. Okay, this is family time. You don't have to put it up on Facebook. I'm like, oh, you all will be all right, right?
Mm.
And then I had to realize they're right. I don't have to put up everything on Facebook. I think we have a call on the line.
Hi. How are you
Hi.
guys doing?
Wonderful. How about you? And who are you?
I'm doing wonderful. This is Michelle Thomas.
I thought I recognized the voice.
How you doing?
What do you want to share with us,
I'm
sis?
good. How are you?
Wonderful.
And just thinking about this topic, I agree with what a lot of you, with what most of what you're saying. I myself used to post, a lot of, at the movies, family time, and as I look back on that now, what most people do when they go too far with social media and Facebook, with putting everything out there. We're in a day and age now where Facebook is a lot of people's counselor.
Absolutely.
True.
Because think about it. People put stuff out there, and especially the ones that want to, what's the word that they used to say? Facebook box and fight on Facebook.
Wow.
Some people put antagonizing stuff out there, and then they look for the likes or look for the people that agree with them, and then to egg them on.
And when they don't get it, they cry.
So you have people that's putting stuff out there for likes. You have people that's putting stuff out there for support, because a lot of times that's the only support that they have.
Wow.
Ooh.
Is
that right?
That's a good point. And I think
maybe not.
I think that there's some truth to that, because if people are posting and their motive is to get likes and their motive is to get support or an amen corner, then it'll taint the sincerity of whatever they're posting.
Sure.
And if if that starts to be tainted, then that's when the deception and the things that it may not line up with their personal life 100%, because the motive behind their post is not sincere. So yeah, I think there's some truth to that.
Yeah, so that could be an answer to your question earlier, when you go too far.
Yeah. When you can go too far if your motive is not clear. If I'm doing it just to get everybody applauding behind me, then maybe there's insincerity behind that.
I agree.
And they also need to realize too, when you're posting stuff, how well you're doing, and it may be from a genuine, place, but not everybody wants to see you happy.
Yeah.
True.
Especially when it comes to your relationship, especially when it comes to you succeeding in an area where you surpass, your peers.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's very true.
And doing things, it's just become ridiculous. And I think Facebook, it goes too far when we have these Facebook Lives, and now people are being killed on Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah.
Or like the guy that was shot the other day out campaigning. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was doing a Facebook Live. He was campaigning for, I think, someone who wanted to be an alderman or something. And as he was talking, someone shot him.
My God.
And then the video went dead. But he's fine though.
Okay.
He drove himself to the hospital. But you're so right, Michelle. I think they do take it too far, in that respect. So yeah, those
Yeah, I even have to tell my kids sometimes don't post everything, you know, that you're thinking on Facebook. Because
true.
not everybody is your friend, and you know what you think you're doing to help you. You know, you have, not that it matters, but you have people, you know, that are just waiting for you to fall. They're talking, you know, behind their computers, you know, behind you. There's a whole lot of Facebook bullying going on, and it's just,
Yes.
you know, there's like no sincerity there because, like you all stated before, you're hiding behind a computer, and you can become whoever you want to become. You can be the biggest, baddest, you know, giant out there behind your computer, sitting behind the screen.
Right.
Yeah.
But some stuff you wouldn't dare
Yes.
say to somebody's face.
I saw that. And it was on YouTube where this guy had this YouTube channel, and he was trying to get his rap career off the ground. And there was someone, they call it trolling, just always on his page, putting negative comments and dogging him out and telling him how horrible he was, and just really giving him the fits. And this dude, this aspiring rap artist, found out where this guy lived and went to this guy's house and confronted him. And of course, this guy had all this stuff to say on social media, but when he was confronted with the guy, he had nothing to say.
Nothing to
And so
say.
that's another thing, another Facebook lie, you know, that we you know, we can be so big and bad and boisterous and opinionated on social media because we're sitting and we're hiding behind the keyboard and a screen. And many times we somewhere at home with a bonnet on our head, you know, in our pajamas, you know, sipping
Eating
on cocoa.
bonbons.
Right. And but we got all this stuff to say about what somebody else is doing. And then we see that person the next day or the next week, and we, hey sis,
Right.
you know, we have nothing to say. And so Facebook is a way to kind of hide, you know, you can hide behind and feel safe behind the screen, but empowered at the same time. It empowers people. The keyboard empowers people.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. You're definitely hiding behind stuff. Yeah, those are great comments, Michelle. I totally agree with you on all of them. And you actually brought up some more things. I'll mention it once you hang up. But you actually brought up some more things that I was thinking about as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Love you, girl.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, as she
Yeah.
was talking, I was thinking
Good stuff.
I was thinking about how people, and they constantly post on Facebook, just boom, 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 boom,
Oh Lord.
all the time. And they're always posting, like you were talking about, the guy was you know, kind of berating the rapper, you know, talking negative. It's like, what I don't understand, and this irks me. It irks me to no end, is why people always feel they have to correct everybody else on Facebook.
I don't understand it either.
You get on there, or I'll see people talking about church people or saints. Why y'all always got to do this and da 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 da? And they're supposed to be a church person as well, but they feel like they just have to correct everybody all the time, and not necessarily saying that the people probably don't need correction. I'm not saying that, but who put you in charge?
Right. You know, you may be a pastor, but you're not the pastor of everybody on Facebook.
True. And but then
Maybe
some of these people don't even have positions like that.
Right.
They're
And
just
it's really unfortunate where you feel like you have to, you know, and I see people do it sometimes. I've posted something on Facebook that was meant to be informative or even inspirational, and somebody come on my post and try to correct me.
see.
You know, and I'm like, okay, what's your point? You could have actually inboxed me,
Right.
you know, and said whatever you had to say. But I think, you know, social media kind of fosters this combative, kind of in your face opposition where we're against one another, and it's a platform for us to fight and do all these other
Yes.
things. But where the
Well,
lies come,
there's a lot of insinuations.
yeah, You know, yeah, right. Because people post stuff and then don't want to say their name, but then they give just enough information where you know who I'm talking about,
Right.
but I ain't saying no names.
Or
You know?
they'll put up posts. They'll try to make it a blanket post, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
And then somebody may say something about it, and then they'll say, well, okay, well, every post is not about you. Why you got to think it's about you? When
Right.
you know
And you know
the people in your circle know who they're talking
you
about.
know what you were doing. You know, I bet you think this post was about you.
Right. They always do
Yeah, it
that.
was about
Come on,
you know,
guys,
you
let's
know what you
stop it.
posted. And but it's really unfortunate because you know, and we're adults doing
Come
this.
on. I was about to say we go
We're-
too far when we as adults
We're
act like
adults,
children.
and we're acting like we're adolescents, and we have all these cliques even on social media. And I think one of the underlying problems, and this is where the lies and deception, the Insta lies and the Facebook, what was it, the Facebook
Right.
fake Facebook, whatever it was.
Facebook fronting.
Yeah, Facebook fronting is really deep down. We are competing,
Yes, we are.
and we just need to admit, you know, there is an underlying competition. There's a race towards success where we're judging ourselves by somebody else's success, and we're determining where we are in our station in life by looking at somebody else's accomplishments or achievements, and it's really a race. And so now when I see somebody else succeeding on social media, now I got to scramble to find something to post. I got to find something to post so I can let everybody out there in social media land know that I'm not behind.
Oh my God.
I'm doing something. I'm doing something over here too.
Oh my God.
I just made some oodles and noodles. You know?
Okay.
And
Let
so-
me
and so
say this right
we're
now.
posting stuff trying to keep up with the next person.
Look, whoever has an offering for this apostle right now, please send it because he just preached a message. Oh my God. I'm just
yeah.
like,
That's what it is. It's really a competition.
it is.
You know, and we just have to admit it. You know what? There's so much envy on social media, envy and jealousy on social media, and we hate. And that's one of the topics. We hate that somebody else is succeeding, and it's not so much that we hate that they're succeeding, but we hate that their success exposes, or it may expose, my stagnation.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so what I got to do is I got to constantly post something that lets everybody know that I'm winning.
Who let this man in here tonight?
But you know
You are
what?
telling it. Oh
But
my
that's why I
God.
don't feel the need, you know. And I know I got certain things going on, but I'm too busy working those things. Why
See.
do I have to post about those things all the
All,
doggone time?
all the time.
What, you know?
And some of these folks, I'm like, don't you have a job?
Yeah.
Oh, during
Yeah.
the day, during work hours, you constantly back.
Yeah.
Okay, let me stop. Now I'm going. Hold that, apostle. Let me read these comments on Facebook because you are. Oh my goodness, I want to scream. I wanted to hit the table, but I couldn't do that. Joe McCord says you go too far when you use your influence on Facebook to attack or bully others with false information just because you don't like them or what they stand for.
Wow.
I hate to say it, but self-proclaimed church leaders are notorious for this. And you are so right.
Wow, wow, wow. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Absolutely. You know, we use our influence. We misuse it. I'll say
That's it.
We misuse it, and we use it for evil instead of for good. You know, Facebook and social media can be used to ostracize people.
Right.
You know, you have that thing where you can friend them, and then you can unfriend them.
Yep.
You know,
Well, those are clicks.
You know, we at the click of a button, and then you can block them.
Right.
You see, and so for me, it takes some extreme measures. Have you had to unfriend? Yeah. Have you had to block? Yeah. But it took some extreme measures for me to do it. And I was real patient into the realm of tolerance.
Okay.
Before I did it. One of which was when I saw that somebody who was my Facebook friend. Now they wasn't my friend in real life,
Right.
you know.
He's in real life.
But my
so
Facebook-
Facebook is pretend, guys. Okay.
Right.
You go
Facebook
ahead.
is pretend. I love it. Facebook. Let me look at the camera. Facebook is pretend. We're pretending. But this person was on one of my posts, and they were attacking somebody that I love.
Whoa! Don't do that now.
And so at that point, I'm like, you know what? I've had patience before, but now, you know, and it's crazy because I've been attacked on social media and not blocked somebody.
Right.
But when you attack somebody I love, that's a different level
That's a
of
different
tolerance.
ball
for me.
game right there.
And
Better watch
so,
out.
yeah, I had to do it. I had to do it.
Wow.
And so, but we you know, we compete and we do all these things on social media, and then we'll do this. Oh, I love it. We will not like somebody. We will not like them. We will now disagreeing with them and not liking them is not the same thing.
True.
There are a lot of people who I disagree with.
Right.
And I may disagree with your methods of business, your methods of
But that don't
ministry.
mean you don't have to like them.
But that don't mean I dislike you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you can dislike somebody and keep them as a friend on social media.
Oh, and trust me, that has definitely happened. Somebody did that to me. I could tell when they stopped following me. I could tell when they stopped supporting. And it was all based off of a lie.
Wow.
And I said, okay. Now,
Wow.
even after I realized that that's what they're doing, I continue to follow them. I continue to support them. And after a while, I said, "Why am I expending my energy like this?" So I stepped back.
But you know what? And that's the sincere side. But there's a flip side to that coin too. And there's a lot of people who do that. They know that, okay, this relationship is in strain. It's strenuous. It's not what. But you know what? I'm still going to support what you're doing, and I'm still going. And that's a very real thing. You know.
Right.
But there's also the flip side of that coin where it's, I don't like this person and I sincerely don't like them, but I'm going to keep them as a friend. And every now and then I'm going to go to their page and see what they're doing. Let me look at the camera. You can get help. You
Lift your hands
can
and
get
say,
help.
Lord, help
There
me.
is room for deliverance.
Right.
You don't have to do that if it's that bad. But really, what it is that underlying competition, and we'll have the nerve to feel some type of way because of all the success that we see on their timeline.
Yes.
You know, and now we feel the need to do something or at least post something
Right.
ourselves, and it's really unfortunate. I think we show our immaturity on social media so much. You know, I know how to look at people. I'm real easygoing. I like to laugh. I like to, but I'm sharp when it comes to discerning people.
Okay.
Even though, and I may never say
And
it,
you may never say it.
but I you know,
just picked it up.
and
know.
people expose themselves.
Wow.
They expose their hurts, their wounds, their insecurities, all of that, their narcissism.
Ooh,
all of that
that's
stuff
big.
is exposed on social media. All you have to do is look at the pattern of certain things. And you don't have to look at it deliberately. It just shows up in your news.
It just shows up.
You know, and
some people, I say, I don't think they took their medicine today.
Oh my God.
Did I say that out loud? I did. If you all want to weigh in on this conversation, call us 708-223-8953. Again, 708-223-8953. Facebook fronting, Insta lies, doing it for the gram. This is what we're talking about on tonight, how social media is affecting us, and when you are going too far, when you're posting and your motives behind it and everything. There are a couple of comments I want to read on here, and then I want to talk about something that I know the Lord gave me just on the other day. Brandy says here, once you put it on Facebook, it's out.
Yeah.
Even after you delete it, because folks have gotten screenshots. Beware screenshots,
Beware
guys.
of screenshot.
Okay? That's why Joe and her husband helps her to stay very conscious of what she posts. And She can tell immediately if he doesn't approve because of how he looks when he walks over to her. He doesn't even have to say it. She goes ahead and takes it down. That's good. Michelle says those are the self-righteous folks. And then Brandy also says here, Facebook is the place where you can throw off on specific people. Come on now. Be
Yeah.
big, bad, and authoritative in your delivery. But when that person confronts you like a real G,
Like a real G.
you can act like they misread. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I
But
think
isn't
you
that so-
misinterpret. And then
isn't-
you'll say, you know, when you type things out, it's a little bit different than actually when you say it. So I know exactly what
But
she's saying.
isn't that so condescending though? Don't
True?
that is
Insult
so,
your intelligence.
Yeah, don't insult my intelligence. I'm reading what you said. I'm reading exactly precisely what you
What
said.
you said.
You know,
It's there in black and white.
it's there in black and white. Now, don't get me wrong. We live and we learn and we post.
We do.
We live and we learn and we post. And a lot of times we post stuff and it's based off of lessons that we may have learned.
Yes.
And sometimes the person that you learned that lesson from may come across it and read it. And I get that. But I'm talking about the post that's meant to attack
Yes.
and harm and pour salt in the wound or to ridicule or to, you know what I mean?
Right.
And those we really have to watch because you're showing who you are and
Who you really
who
are.
you really are, because we talk about Facebook personas, and your 9 times out of 10 your profile that it'll start off with you putting your best foot forward, because Facebook is a platform for you to brand yourself.
And then that third foot come out.
You know what I mean? That third foot. Lord, how many? Who would have known you had a third foot with 7 toes? You know what I mean? So it starts out with you perfectly branding yourself.
Yes.
This is what I want people to know about me. This is what I want them to see. I'm controlling, but as you get more comfortable on Facebook and on social
And
media,
somebody cross you.
and somebody cross you the wrong way, you get that itchy trigger finger and you start typing stuff, and then the real you comes
Comes
out,
out.
you know? And so, but then there's, you know, if you want to go back on topic, you know, you see stuff where people are so mannerable and so proper and so poetic on Facebook and social media. And you would think that they were just Mary Poppins, you know, but then you know them, you know, sister girl, you know, brother man,
Right.
you know, and
Mary Poppins.
right. And Mary Poppins, they are not, you
No,
know.
not at all.
And so what do you do even in that situation? Do you expose them?
Right.
Do you
Ooh.
expose them?
Ooh, before we move to that, because that is a great question.
Okay.
That's a great question. Carnette Werner, I see you just hopped on. Thanks so much for joining us. Joe says here, but we're talking about Facebook is not real. He said fake book.
Fake book.
F-A-K-E book.
Lord.
I like that. Listen, when Michelle called in earlier, another thing I was thinking about was, you know, because I started talking about, you know, my Facebook page and how I had the page, you know, for a whole year before I did anything with it. Then, you know, I started getting used to it. I was posting, you know, this, that, and the other. Of course, I was posting about my shows, but then I would do personal. And then I had to pull back from that personal
Mhm.
because I said, okay, I'm even though I consider myself to be a private person, I'm okay, Annette, you're sharing a kind of wee bit much here. So, you know, then I started listening to my sisters. You don't have to post everything. Okay. So I started pulling back from that. And now the irony of that, they were on Facebook way longer before me. And they were posting before, but I guess I kind of took it to another extreme for them. I don't know. But anyway, I had to pull back from it because I myself was getting too involved in it.
Hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
And I said, I don't want Facebook or social media to overtake me.
Mhm.
And so I had to start pulling back from putting
Yeah.
out so much and being, I didn't want to be addicted to it because you
know,
can
you
get
can.
very addicted to it. And I said, so I had to pull back and discipline myself.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't see that much,
Yeah.
on Facebook. If you seeing something, I'm probably talking about Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette or
Yeah.
Mind, Body, and Soul A&D.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I may throw up something, and there are a lot of things that happen in my life
Oh man,
that I could post.
my life is so much doper off of Facebook.
You know what? Doper?
Y'all know what I mean. My life is so exciting and full.
Yes.
Facebook cannot tell the whole story.
Right.
I posted something, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, where Facebook gave you a summary of your 2018.
Yes.
And it's just like a minute video. And I
Right.
was like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's Facebook tried.
Facebook tried.
My
But it
life
doesn't
is so much more full
Yes.
than that. And I'm one of those people that like to win. You don't even have to know all of my wins. You don't have to know all of my successes.
Right.
You don't have to know every time I smile and every time, because it's that stuff that people are trying to use against you anyway.
True.
They don't, everybody on Facebook and everybody hitting that like button. Can I expose? This is expose. I'm pulling the cover off.
Right.
Everybody that pushes the like button
Don't really
like it.
Right.
And let's just acknowledge that.
It's
an acknowledgement.
It's an acknowledgement, but it's also, I have to play this game along with everybody.
See.
Because if you don't see this like from me, then somebody's gonna say, oh, did you know? Now you're gonna have like 1,000 likes, but the one person, or if
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like it,
yeah,
did you see Annette didn't
yeah.
like your stuff?
Yeah. I've had
She must have something against you,
I
or
have
something
had
like that.
an entire relationship called into question
Oh,
because I did
my.
not respond to something that
On
was posted
Facebook.
on Facebook.
And that is another reason why I had to pull back, because
Right.
again, like I said, I was getting too involved, and then I started focusing on, who would react
Yes.
to my posts,
Yes.
and how many I was like, well, what? Oh no,
Yeah,
baby
yeah,
girl, you got to pull back,
yeah,
because
yeah.
again, it's not going to control your life.
It feeds narcissism.
Yes.
And even if you weren't a narcissist before Facebook, you have the possibility of becoming one,
Right.
because it's like that the likes are fed into your veins intravenously.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I saw a meme and I had to laugh, because it, for a lot of people it's true. I get up, and the first thing I do in the morning is I pray.
Right.
But there are certain people that get up in the morning and the first thing they do is go to Facebook or Instagram. And I saw a meme, it was like, dude, you don't even know if you can walk yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Exactly.
the first thing you checking is Facebook and Instagram, because we want to see what our support system is on social media. We have somebody.
No, we don't have anybody. Oh, we do? Oh, okay. Mind, Body, and Soul, A&D conversation.
Hey guys, it's a great show today. Great topic.
Hey, Brandy.
I wanted to get in on this, right?
Come on, hop on in.
I want to make a distinction between, because I've been accused of Facebook fronting a lot. And I don't mind it but you got to define what Facebook fronting is and being fake on social media, the difference between being fake and I'm just not telling you all my business.
Right.
See, I'm not going to tell you, because I have too many people, and I know this for a fact. I have too many people, so do you. Anybody who's doing anything and public in any way and has anyone's approval, people are watching you. There are more people watching you than are commenting and liking.
Yes.
So I'm not going to sit here and feed you, me and hubby are fighting, or, these bills are due and I can't pay them, or, I'm just feeling really depressed today, and, I'm feeling like, I'm not going to share that with you because of the simple fact that I don't want to give gravity to it, number one. Number two, that's not your business. And I know there are too many people who want to see that as opposed to seeing me post the happy things. So I'm going to post the happy things. I'm going to post, business is great and that's this and that, because I'm speaking that into being. And I don't want to sit and tell you all the sad things that are going on in my life, because I know you're not here to comfort me. You are here to gain pleasure
Mhm.
from what you see
Or
that's
judge.
going on. So I have tailored the way that I behave on social media, because that's the image that I want to project. That's the image that I'm shooting for.
Mhm.
The person you see is who I want to be if I'm not already there yet. I'm not
I
going to
love
tell
it.
you all the terrible things that are happening in my life, because that's not your business, and I don't want to give energy to it. So that may be viewed. In fact, it has been viewed as, you know how people say everybody's not as happy as they appear on Facebook. Okay, does that make you happy to hear that? I mean, does that calm your spirit? Does that make you feel better to
Misery
know that
loves
other people
company.
aren't happy? There's a problem with that. And I
Right.
don't think it should be called being fake. I think it should be called governing yourself wisely, especially if you have a business, if you serve people.
Right.
I have someone that I patronize very much, and she's bad. She is bad in her craft. There's nobody better than her. But her personal issues that she was posting on Facebook, I couldn't get with it. I really
Right.
couldn't get with it, and it made me not. You know what? You got too much going on in your life. I don't I don't want that in my food when I buy it from you. You know, all that negative energy and whatnot. Because she was posting literally 10 times a day unseemly things. She was going in, you know, she was having issues with her person, and just unseemly, nasty, cussing. And every time it was a problem with her person, she's on Facebook and stuff. And it just got to the point where I really felt like it was going to affect my food that I was buying, my 5 food that I was buying from her. I
Oh,
just
Lord.
couldn't deal with it anymore. So I don't want you to see my personal issues and feel like there's a weakness that you can capitalize on, or that I'm not going to be able to give you great service.
That's
You
good
know what I'm
stuff.
saying? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. And I love what she said too. You know, what's wrong with posting who I want to be?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're not already there.
If I'm not already there, this is at least who I'm striving to be.
It's your
Striving
brand.
to
That's your
be.
brand.
And that exactly, that's your brand. That's what you're controlling, the image that you're projecting that you want to control. And is that front? And I don't think that that's necessarily front, because, you know, I think you're doing yourself.
Even if it is, it's okay.
That's
well,
the right kind of front.
you know, well, we look at the word front as being fake
True.
and masquerading.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think that you're doing yourself, your business, your brand, and even the people that follow you a disservice when you post negative stuff, because you may be so influential.
Yes.
You know, and so I think it's okay to focus on the good stuff.
Yes.
You know, and I don't think that that's necessarily fronting if you're focusing on the good stuff. Who wants to post bad stuff? Who really wants
Right.
to post
Right.
bad stuff?
Right.
You know, but also here's a other side of that coin. You know why I don't post all day, every day? I don't, you know, I'm even with selfie, I don't do selfies, I do pictures,
Okay.
you know. But even with that, I'm every now and then I'll post something where my face is scruffy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the good thing about it is I can control that.
Right.
I don't, you know.
You're not
every-
scruffy all the time.
I'm a little scruffy right now, but
Yeah, he is.
the thing about it is though, the thing about it though is I can control that,
Yeah.
and there are days where I don't feel photogenic,
Absolutely.
and I think that that's okay, and I don't think that I should have to go and go through some type of makeover just to make my appearance on social media.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I got
Well-
days
well
where I just
then-
want to chill and just do my work, do my grind, do my boss moves, looking how I'm looking.
So that's still a part of your brand.
It is.
But
I'm
Apostle,
controlling it.
everybody's not blessed like you. Please know that any selfie you see from me has been crafted for about an hour. I can't do the selfie.
Did she say crafted?
Yeah, I just woke up, but no, this took an hour to get normal looking.
Get not with her. But she's telling the truth though.
Yeah. But,
Well-
but look at the degrees that we go to on social media. You know, after church on Sunday at Saw Call, people want to take pictures with the preacher. They want to take pictures with me.
Mhm.
And I'm letting them take pictures, but it's like, okay, they want to look at the picture before I walk off.
Then make
You
sure
know,
it's good.
because they want, and sometimes we got to take 3 to 5 to 7.
I mean, you want
know,
to make sure your mouth
and
not hanging over.
I get it. It's okay. I get it. It's okay. But is that is it, because some of them may be looking at it, is that a degree of fronting too? Because I will say this about me, I have a good side
Okay.
when it comes to taking pictures.
Okay.
I have a good side and a not so good side.
Okay.
So is it bad of me to only want to project my good side, to turn to my and show my left
That's
side?
on you. You control that.
And then shoo you away from all the pictures that's on my right side.
I cannot with him this evening. I don't know what's
or
going
complain on Facebook and say this is a violation. I'm offended by this photo.
I do not own the rights to this picture. No, I'm just kidding.
Great show today, you guys. Thank you so much. Keep it going.
Thank you,
Thank
Brand.
you, Brandon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It looks like Deontay said something to let's see, let me go back up. He said angry food is always awful.
Yeah.
Deontay also says here he said, I think some people post false things just to get some attention because they don't get any at home. It's the only it's the only way some people feel alive. And he's right.
He is so right, because it's like Facebook and social media. It's an alternate universe. It's almost like an alternate platform of living. And you have your social media life, and then you have your real life.
Yes.
And I think the topic is when you lay both of them on top of one another, and there's all these differences, are you really being fake or real? That even when it comes to, and I notice on social media, especially Facebook, they have, because we have different personas. Okay, how I act with Annette may be different than how I act when I'm with the guys.
It better be.
And that's okay.
And it's okay.
But it don't mean that I'm being fake with you.
True.
Or fake with them.
Right.
We just have different personas as it relates to the people that we're connected with or around.
Or the environment you're in at that time.
Absolutely. And I think that's normal. I think it's healthy, because not any one person can satisfy all of your faces. We all got more than one face. I'm sorry.
Right.
And so even on social media, there are groups. There are groups. I'm a part of this group, and I'm a part of that group, and I post in this group. And you know what's crazy? What you post now, you're on social media as one human being, but you may be a part of 5 groups.
So you're 5 human beings.
And so you got you're one human being with 5 personas in each group.
Yeah.
So depending on what group you're posting in, there's a different way you post.
True.
There's a different mentality. There's a different response.
True.
You know what I mean? And so I think that's healthy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I see you on, Eric Teverball. Thanks for watching. He says good evening. Let's see, anybody else that I missed? Okay. Yeah, this is interesting, because I know I was thinking about myself and the reasoning for me pulling back on social media and not posting as much, because again, I felt it was overtaking me. Now there was something, and you said you mentioned it earlier, Apostle, when you talked about when you see the success of some people, on Facebook or whatever, you almost feel like you have to hurry up and do something, because maybe you're stagnant, because it could be somebody that's doing the same thing that you're doing,
Absolutely.
Could be, they could, have the same craft as you, whether they're another photographer, you're a photographer or whatever. And then sometimes you're looking and seeing how much, exposure they're receiving, and you're not necessarily receiving it, and you're like, and don't let you have done it longer than them.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness. Then the enemy kind of brings all kind of things in your mind or whatever. But the other day I was praying, and I know that the Lord gave me the word purpose.
Come on.
And I posted about it. And I did hashtag word of the day, but I also said hashtag word of my life. And then I did hashtag word of the radio show, because I have to understand that there is the Lord was starting to talk to me. You have a purpose. I gave you a purpose, even with the radio show. This is what he was talking to
Yes.
me about. I gave you a purpose, so it doesn't. I can't worry myself with, how much support I am or am not receiving. I can't, worry myself with the Facebook live feeds and the number of people that are on there. The Holy Ghost said, if you touch one person,
Yes.
then you have to understand what your purpose is. And this is the way he was talking to me. You have to understand what your purpose is. Whether you have 300 folks on watching you at one
Absolutely.
time or one person.
Absolutely.
Your purpose, understand and know. And so then I put up the definition of purpose: the reason for which something is done or created for, or for which something exists. And then also that was the noun. So then the verb was have as one's intention or objective. And going back up to the noun, and I said, okay, I have to understand my reason.
Mm-hmm.
I know why the Lord gave me the radio show.
Mm-hmm.
I know 5 years. Because I'm tell you something, it kind of, you can kind of, after a while, you're like, Lord, are you,
Right.
you start questioning him again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it was like he was just reiterating to me what I gave this to you for a reason. Somebody's being helped. And the whole reason for Mind, Body, and Soul is so that there could be a platform where people can be helped, bottom line, basically, because so many people are going through mentally, and they're, like we even talked about
Wow.
with the kids, and they're not saying anything. They're dealing with stuff silently. And sometimes if they have a platform to be able to talk and discuss things,
Yeah.
it could help them.
Yeah.
Or bringing light to some things. And then that way, you as a family member can be alerted. Okay, something's not right
Mm-hmm.
with my child. Something's not right with my dad. They're not acting right. You could be, alerted, to be on it, so to
Mhm.
speak. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the whole purpose for this show. So I guess I just kind of reiterated why Mind, Body, and Soul exists. But the Lord had to minister to me.
That's so true. And we got to get back to that.
Yes.
Because we're so numbers driven.
Yes.
And we think that quantity
Means
equates to
success.
success as opposed to quality and substance.
That's it right
And just
there.
helping to right somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I help 5 people, if I help 3 people, if I help just one person, when I've tapped into purpose, that satisfies me.
Yes.
As opposed to seeing the number, how many people viewed it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so we have to be purpose driven, especially in the profession that I'm in, being a ministry gift. I have to be constantly connected to purpose. I got to know that I'm doing what God told me to do.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. You know what? I applaud your success. I want you to succeed. I want you to experience all that God has for you. But your success does not shine a light on my failure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I got to know that I'm in the right place at the right time doing exactly what God called me to do.
Right.
And that's what's going to motivate what I do, even on social media. Brandy sent something early on in the show about depression and suicide linked to social media because of comparisons.
Yes.
Because of competition, and how our youth they're looking at one another on social media. But that's just not youth. That's grown folk too.
Right. Definitely.
And
Definitely.
that competition thing is real. On a slightly lighter note, but it's still real. She just sent something.
I'm trying to look at this too.
Bow Wow on IG versus Bow Wow in real life. Now y'all know who Bow Wow is, right? He formerly known as Little Bow Wow, but then I guess he grew up.
He grew up,
and now he's not Little Bow Wow. He's just Bow Wow.
He's just Bow Wow.
And so, Lord help us, Lord. And so there's a split shot picture.
Okay.
And Brandy, maybe if you can put this in the comments. There's a split shot picture of a Mercedes-Benz parked outside of a private jet. But then on the flip side, on the other side, there's a picture that was taken of him unbeknownst to him. And it reads, the caption reads, so this guy, Lil Bow Wow, is on my flight to New York. But on Instagram, he posted a picture of a private jet, caption, traveling to New York today, shaking my head. So on Instagram, he just completely fronted on IG.
Oh my God.
He did it for the gram. There's a private jet with a Mercedes SUV, a black one, and then a silver colored Mercedes-Benz car parked outside of this private jet. But he's obviously on a commercial flight with somebody who took a picture of him right as he posted on IG.
Wow.
Saying that he's traveling with that picture. Now, does that qualify as Insta-lize?
He was doing it for the gram.
Yeah, he was doing it for the gram.
He's
doing too much.
You're doing too much at that point. You have to, again, understand what your purpose is.
Lord have
on
mercy.
this social media. Don't let it overtake you. My God. That may be easier said than done for most people, because like Deontay says, sometimes that's like, the only way they get some attention is on social media. And, then you got to separate, man.
Yeah. And can I say this? It's okay. Whatever pace your life is moving at,
It's okay.
it's okay. It's okay. You have nothing to prove. We have nothing to prove. And I, I'm gonna say it, if we're not careful, that bug can bite anybody.
Yes.
Because you want to succeed so very badly, and you want people to feel like you are a success. And if you're not careful, looking at somebody else win over and over and over again, but keep in mind, they're not posting the times they slipped and fell.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody has a life of ups and downs.
That's true.
Everybody has a life where they succeed, and then stuff that don't go over as well. And so don't get fooled and tripped up by people who you see nothing but success on, and some of that stuff that people post is almost like a dagger to like take that.
Right.
Look at what I'm doing. Take
Right.
that. And you know what? Even if it's that, God bless you.
Right.
God bless you.
Yeah.
I still hope that you succeed.
Yes.
I really do.
Genuinely.
We
do.
all can win.
We all can.
That's always been my motto. Everybody can win.
That's right. Everybody can win. And you know what? I'm going to interject this in here. Tasha, I see you on. Thanks for watching. I'm going to interject this in right here. I had been thinking a whole lot, and I think we kind of briefly talked about it the other show, or maybe after the show, about the networking page that I created back in February, along with another company, a Networking with Vibes. That page was created because, I'm sorry, did I say in July? Did I say July? I meant to say in February. I must be tired. So in February, that page was created because we did during the Black History Month, we were doing a series talking about, us supporting one another and getting back to that, talking about African Americans, Blacks supporting one another, and, getting back to doing that. So then the page was created because I wanted to have a hub, so to speak, on Facebook where people can go for resources, resources to be able to get, whether it was a photographer or whatever service you were looking for. We wanted that to be the place where you can go and get, an African American, whatever. And so now, I started inviting different ones who had their own businesses there, and they would put their information there where you can find them. And so what I'm trying to do now is just to share as much as I can there, in terms of whatever individuals are doing, whether it is an event, whether it is their business. I'm trying to make sure that page will continue, will be up and running. I started to do a Facebook Live from there today so that I can kind of reiterate why the page was created. Um, so it's not anything to like put people down. It's to encourage people. So there may be 10 photographers in there, or there may be, you know what I'm saying? So if it's in the same craft that you're in, I mean, it's okay. Or there are other radio show hosts, I'll share their stuff over there.
Yeah.
So like you said, we want each other to succeed. So I don't want it to be I don't want you to succeed. You're in my craft. I want to do better than you type thing.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to get like that when you're involved in social media. It really is. It looks like I'm freezing over here on Facebook Live. So yeah, I'm getting messages. So you guys, thanks so much for alerting me, Sharita. Yes, thanks so much. So let's see. I know that we have a clip from Dr. Hill that we would like to have everybody to listen to. Dr. Hill, Mo Faith Nutritional Services, have quick bites for us on Tuesdays. So if we have that ready, we can play that.
In the first book of Genesis, God establishes his first universal law. That is the law of kinds. This law commands everything that bears a seed in it and that has life in it to reproduce after its own kind. That word kind is a genetic term. It means genus, DNA, species, or genetic nature. So God set the boundaries for life and reproduction of life in that first chapter of Genesis. The law is connected to this law is connected to the law of seed, time, and harvest, or sowing and reaping. When we go over to Leviticus 19 and 19, we find God commanded us not to plant our field with a mingled seed. Now, we are the field. We are part of that field that he's speaking of, because our physical bodies were made out of the dust of the earth, and they contain the minerals and the nutrients of the earth. And so God tells us not to mix, not to blend, not to merge, not to cause that original seed to be made synthetic. Why? Because there are consequences to mingling, to making unpure and mixing that seed with other seed. It breaks down boundaries. And so then it changes the ability of our physical body to live and reproduce. Following the law of kinds gives us the ability to live long and have quality of days. When we mingle seeds in our bodies, which we do thousands of mingled seeds daily, then then our body is exposed to that which is not its kind, and that produces or causes disease in our bodies. If you would like to know more about the mingled seed or any of the laws that enable you to walk in divine health, go to Amazon.com, where you can purchase the mingled seed. Thank you for listening to Mo Faith Quick Tips. Be in health.
All right, Mo Faith Quick Tips, Mo Faith Quick Bites from Dr. Shirley Hill of Mo Faith Nutritional Services. So hopefully you guys were able to hear her, and you're able to take in what she is giving us. I'm so grateful for Dr. Hill and what she's able to share with Mind, Body, and Soul A&D Conversation. She is a tremendous jewel that we definitely appreciate. So, Apostle, did you want to wrap up anything on tonight? I know that we are really at the end.
Are we? Oh, wow.
We are.
That went pretty quick.
Yeah, I think we have maybe like 5 minutes or so left.
10 minutes? You said 10 minutes?
Oh, okay. About 10 minutes. Did you kind of want to
Well,
talk a little bit more about
I just think it's okay for us to move at our own pace, and I think that you know, you let's use social media for what it's for. Um, and for me, it's to keep up. It's for ministry networking, of course. Um, it's to meet people within my craft and my field, and interact with them, and hopefully create opportunities for growth and ministry, um, not just for myself, but I may want to bring somebody to my ministry, or and it's also for keeping in contact with family members. But sometimes that competition can be within family too.
Ooh.
It doesn't have to just be within a certain career or um, you know craft, but it can be amongst family members. But if you look at it right, and use social media to just keep in contact with family members, and just I like to post lighthearted stuff. I like to laugh, but
Right.
I also like to post informative things too.
Oh yeah.
And when I see certain injustices and certain things like that, I post certain things to bring awareness. And
Oh,
so
you mean like things we may be dealing with, like we see in the news or something?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And so that's what I post for. I'm not on social media to compete or to compare or to try to win some battle or some race. I think that if that is your motivating factor, then you're gonna definitely win some and lose some. But
Probably mostly lose.
right, most of all, you're gonna lose some, and it's gonna add unneeded and undue stress. Facebook, social media should not be stressful.
It should not be.
If it becomes stressful, then you're not supposed to be on it.
No, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't
Again,
be.
I mean, you may have to take a step back. I do see some people periodically, they'll take a Facebook hiatus. Sometimes they may have to do that to discipline themselves. And I mean, we may have to do that. Again, what is your purpose? What is your reason? What is your reason for even putting up that post? What was your motive behind it? Those are a lot of things we have to ask ourselves, when we're dealing with social media. What is your reason? Did you put up that picture of you and that guy because you're trying to, because you're trying to make the other girl jealous or something like
you
that?
know,
Wasn't really not going on between y'all, but you just threw it up there.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
E-
It's
Even
again,
if it can be misunderstood, I mean, that's a win for some people.
right.
And manipulation, on
Yes.
certain things that they post. But you know what? Let me just clear the air on this too. I really do sincerely and genuinely like to see people win on social media.
Yeah.
I love it when I see people succeeding, or when something new happens for them, or when some new open door comes, or a continuous set of open doors. I root for people.
Yes.
And I think that that's when that is not your MO and not your motive, then you gonna struggle on social media.
Right, that's true. And I started to say before the other live feed went down that was when I talked about the page, the networking page. I genuinely want to see people succeed. I really do. So, and then especially amongst us,
Yes.
we have so much fighting going on with amongst us as African Americans. We don't support one another. We don't push one another.
Yeah.
We don't motivate one another. I see. I would probably say this within my circle of friends on Facebook. There's probably one individual that I know who will push and promote everybody, not those that are doing wrong, but those that are doing right and trying to do something for themselves. She will push and motivate them by sharing their posts, and I love it. And that person is Brandy. I see she
Absolutely.
is a pusher. She's a motivator. she's a Facebook pusher. She's a motivator. She's a motivator,
But
and
you know what though? She got so much going on for herself.
she does.
You know what I mean?
She
And
does.
and because she can do that because she has a full life.
True. And she's not looking for
Yeah.
attention or anything like that. She
Right.
genuinely, wants people to succeed. She genuinely does it. I mean, and again, it could be, I've even seen her push other photographers.
Yeah.
She's a well-known photographer,
Man, the best.
herself. So I learned from that.
Yeah.
I keep telling her, I said, I learned some things from you.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I really, really learned from her, as far as, you get to understand the social media etiquette, Facebook etiquette, and this, that, and the other. So I learned that from her as well. But I genuinely want to see people succeed. So that's why I push stuff over to that page, that networking page, so others can see, and they can be encouraged. I love to do networking. Oh my God, I love networking like really crazy, especially amongst us. I will say this: we talk about Black-owned businesses and all that too. And I love when people connect. Just like even the show I had a few weeks ago when I was celebrating 5 years, I was encouraging others. I was giving out rather gifts, but they were from vendors who said, okay, yeah, you can give this out, you can give that out. So now they're throwing on my page, hey, thanks for my gift. And they're doing this. And so now they're connecting with those vendors.
Wow.
That's the kind of stuff I like.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I want to encourage and want it to continue on.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's really what it's all about. Pastor Bernice Marshall, I see you on. Celeste Jackson, I see you guys have hopped back over here
Pastor
to this ending of this Facebook Live feed that we're doing on today. Oh, thank you, Brand. She says you're an excellent and genuinely supportive networker in that. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. I honestly want to see people succeed.
Yeah.
And again, if we realize what our purpose is,
Yes.
I think we would use social media
Absolutely.
In a
For
whole
good
different light.
and not for evil.
For good and not for evil. I like that. Well, this has been a great topic on tonight.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed it immensely. And I do appreciate all of you all for joining in with us on this evening on your ride home, or if you're already at home, joining in and calling in your comments and everything. You know what, Apostle? I think we want to tell people that we want to introduce the Ask the Host segment. We want to try and get that going. So you want to talk about that real quick?
I mean, what are they going to ask though?
Well,
we're going to give you an opportunity to ask us a question. I guess we're going to give you some guidelines.
Yes, we'll
right?
give you some guidelines.
Thank you very much. We'll give you some guidelines, and you can ask the host, and we will answer it
while we're live on the air.
Lord have mercy.
Yes. So we'll maybe we'll start that on Thursday. We'll start that on Thursday. So, okay, guys, we're going to wrap up here tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us, Facebook Live, YouTube, and on the station's website. And we want you to come back on Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Will be another broadcast of Mind, Body, and Soul,
and
A&D Conversation.
If you need wisdom for the mind and deep down in your soul, tune in for the ride. It's mind, body, and soul. An Andy conversation. An Andy conversation.